The curse of Ted the Clown. Deep in the heart of a secluded village, there was an old, decrepit house that had stood abandoned for decades. The villagers whispered of the place, claiming it was cursed and home to malevolent spirits. Few dared to approach it, and those who did often spoke of an overwhelming sense of dread that engulfed them as they neared its gates. The legend of the house revolved around a sinister artifact, Ted the Clown, a haunted doll. The story began in the early 1900s when a traveling circus came to town. Among the performers was a clown named Theodore, known to everyone as Ted. He was the heart of the circus, bringing laughter and joy to audiences with his antics. However, beneath the painted smile lay a tortured soul. Ted had a dark past, one that involved a pact with an otherworldly entity in exchange for fame and fortune. As the years went by, the circus prospered, but Ted's mental state deteriorated. He became increasingly erratic and paranoid, haunted by visions and whispers that only he could hear. One fateful night, during a particularly stormy performance, Ted snapped. In a fit of madness, he set the circus tent ablaze, trapping performers and audience members inside. The fire claimed many lives, including Ted's, whose charred remains were found clutching a small clown doll, an eerie replica of himself. The doll, somehow unscathed by the fire, was taken by a grieving widow named Margaret who lived in the village. She had lost her husband and child in the fire and found solace in caring for the doll. But soon, strange occurrences began to plague her home. Objects would move on their own, and whispers of laughter would fill the air at night. The doll's eyes seemed to follow her every move, and its painted smile grew more sinister with each passing day. One night, unable to bear the terror any longer, Margaret tried to dispose of the doll. She threw it into a nearby river, hoping to rid herself of its malevolent presence. But the next morning, she awoke to find the doll sitting on her bedside table, its smile wider than ever. Terrified, Margaret fled the village, leaving the cursed doll behind. Over the years, the house changed hands multiple times, but the doll remained. Each new owner experienced the same horrifying phenomena: objects moving, laughter echoing through the halls, and a growing sense of dread. One by one, they all left, leaving the house and the doll to rot in silence. Decades later, a paranormal investigator named Emily arrived in the village, intrigued by the legend of Ted the Clown. Determined to uncover the truth, she ventured into the old house with her equipment. As she explored the dusty, cobweb-filled rooms, she felt an oppressive presence, and the air grew colder. In the attic, she found the doll, Ted the Clown, sitting in a rocking chair, its eyes gleaming with an unnatural light. Emily set up her camera and began her investigation. As she asked questions, the room grew darker, and a chilling laugh filled the air. The doll's eyes seemed to glow brighter, and the chair began to rock on its own. Desperate to understand the curse, Emily delved into the history of the house and the circus. She discovered the truth about Ted's pact and the fire that had claimed so many lives. Armed with this knowledge, she decided to perform a cleansing ritual to break the curse. As she chanted the incantations, the room shook violently, and the doll seemed to come to life. Ted's spirit, trapped within the doll, fought back, filling the air with malevolent energy. Emily persevered, her voice growing stronger with each word. The doll's eyes flickered, and a deafening scream echoed through the house. With one final chant, the doll's eyes dimmed, and the room fell silent. The curse was broken, and Ted's spirit was finally at peace. Emily left the house, exhausted but triumphant. The villagers, hearing of her success, returned to the house and tore it down, burying the doll deep in the ground to ensure it would never haunt them again. But the legend of Ted the Clown, the haunted doll, lived on. And on dark, stormy nights, whispers of his laughter could still be heard, reminding all who listened of the curse that once plagued their village. Hope you enjoyed that chilling tale. Sleep tight and beware of any strange dolls.